On two of my shirts, I invented a preparation that makes linen as smooth and as easy to write on as parchment. You are then a chemist? Somewhat. I know Lavoisier, and was the intimate friend of Cabanis. But for such a work you must have needed books. Had you any? I had nearly 5,000 copies in my library at Rome, but after reading them over many times, I found that with 150 well-chosen books, a man possesses, if not the complete summary of all human knowledge, at least all that a man need really know. I devoted 3 years of my life to reading and studying these 150 volumes, till I knew them nearly by heart. So that since I have been in prison, a very slight effort of memory has enabled me to recall their contents as readily as though the pages were open before me. I could recite to you the whole of Thucydides, Xenophon, Plutarch, Titus Livius, Tacitus, Strada, Jornandes, Dante, Montaigne, Shakespeare, Spinoza, Machiavelli, and Bossuet. I name only the most important. You are doubtless acquainted with a variety of languages, so has been able to read all these. Yes, I speak 5 of the modern tongues, that is to say, German, French, Italian, English, and Spanish. By the aid of ancient Greek, I learned the modern Greek. I don't speak it so well as I could wish, but I am still trying to improve myself. Improve yourself? Repeated Dante. Why, how can you manage to do so? Why, I made a vocabulary of the words I knew, turned, returned, and arranged them so as to enable me to express my thoughts through their medium. I know nearly 1,000 words, which is all that is absolutely necessary, although I believe there are nearly 100,000 words in the dictionaries. I cannot hope to be very fluent, but I certainly should have no difficulty in explaining my wants and wishes, and that would be quite as much as I should ever require. Show off. Okay. Now, granted, listen, okay, I was about to take this personally and get offended by what Faria is saying here, but he's reading and learning to learn, like, for knowledge, right? Not for entertainment. And I'm like, oh, okay, I definitely have more than 150 books. And I don't feel like I have the entirety of human knowledge in my head. You know what? Neither does he. He might think he does, but he doesn't. And so much modern thinking has changed since 1820. Faria, you're going to have more than 150 books as the years go by and new ideas develop. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Get off my back, making me feel bad. Why am I arguing with a fictional character? Dante's impressed by this, though. And I can't tell if he's more impressed by having memorized this many people or the fact that he speaks 5.5 languages. But I think what is being shown here is that knowledge allows you to be resourceful in ways that you can't otherwise. You know, as this episode started out, him talking about using his linen as parchment, essentially, that his knowledge of and association with known chemists and those practices has allowed him to do practical application for his own purposes. That feels like it is important to earmark as we're talking about the rebirth of Dante and who he is going to build himself into here. Like that's a revolutionary idea for the individual, for the self. I'm not talking about revolutionary ideas like we did in the last episode, but like the more I know, the more I can achieve and do. Interesting. It's not just about physical brawn. It's not just about the social dynamics of running a ship. What new solutions could I bring to problems that arise if I knew all this stuff? Now, we don't have any indication that Dante is going to lean in that direction, but I'm just saying the idea has been floated out there at this point. Why else would he be mentioning all of the different thinkers and books and experiences and perspectives that he's been exposed to if it isn't to prove some point that they have all led to his ability to adapt to situations in ways that other people might not be prepared for? Well, this is exciting stuff. It's the penultimate episode, which means, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I gotta just hit that 30-second skip button right now. I'm giving you the pro tip, and that pro tip alone should be worth $1. I'm just saying, folks. I'm gonna go to my Patreon stuff now. We are here dedicated to bringing this show to you for the next 4 years. It's only been 6 months. Holy shit. 4 years. So we got 3.5 more years left, and you can help make that a reality, by tuning in every day. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. But you can help keep the show afloat by contributing to our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And that will get you access to the story-only audio files for each chapter. I put one out at the end of each chapter, so as of tomorrow, chapters 1 through 16 will be available over at patreon.com/gruntworkpod. They're great ways to just keep up with the story. I know this kind of absurd premise where we're reading a page a day might be hard to keep the story in mind, particularly with my ramblings. So you can listen to just the audio of the story and keep up that way. I use it myself, actually, to just kind of remember what happened in the previous chapter to keep a sense of continuity for things. But listen, if you can't contribute over at patreon.com/gruntworkpod, even for $1 a month, I get it. It's precarious times. Your ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, they go a long way to helping people find the show. It ushers us into the algorithm, and new people find the show that way. So take a moment right now. If you have a moment, these episodes are short. So the time you would normally spend listening to a longer podcast, take that moment right now and just go leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Just say one word. Great. Hey, good job. Can't wait. Keep it up. It doesn't have to be long, lofty thoughts. Just 5 stars. Good job. 5 stars. Would recommend. That's all it needs. But if you aren't disposed to doing that, I get that too. Okay. If you know anybody who would enjoy the show, a word of mouth recommendation to someone goes a long, long way. Are you on Reddit? Are you on book Reddits? Are you on TikTok? Just a little post. Hey, here's this podcast I'm listening to. I find it interesting. You might as well. That's all it needs. If you go to a bookstore and a listener, actually the same listener who got me the very first of the Dumas biographies, the one that I'm currently reading, I crossed paths with him again recently, and he said that he ran into someone coming out of a bookstore and engaged in a conversation with him. He said this gentleman was from France, and when he asked him what his favorite author was, that his favorite author was Dumas. And then he proceeded to tell him about the podcast. That's awesome. That's a great example of how to do a one-to-one recommendation. Do we want to do it to people who are French and speak French fluently? Do we want them to have to listen to my butchering of these pronunciations? Maybe not. I'm not gonna listen. Beggars can't be choosers. I deeply appreciate any recommendation you can do. And with that, I'm gonna leave it there today. Tomorrow, we're gonna finish out chapter 16. So join me here then, won't you? Okay. Goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.